What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 22nd episode of another Sports Talk podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Michael from Huddle, and the other co-host is
John
John
Firestarter Breaks.
Firestarter Breaks. We were just talking. We'll pick up our conversation. We were talking about some hobby releases that are coming out and things that are, that are crazy. We do try and talk, hobby stuff, sports stuff, how they relate back and forth, and what will happen and stuff. And I was just thinking, John, when you would, the football prices for Chrome is crazy, but I think we would be fooling ourselves if we didn't think it was going to happen.
Oh no, I know. I mean, I knew it would go up, but not like I've seen jumbos at $2,600 a box.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't understand. To me, like, I just don't know why would you buy? What's up, Logan? Why would you pay that amount of money for that product? Yeah. I mean, I would rather buy $2,600 worth of scratch offs. At least I have a better shot at making my money back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? From that standpoint, like I just don't know. Like, I don't know. You'd have to have some kind of major fear of, you'd have a major FOMO to go ahead and spend that kind of money on that product.
Yeah, because there's no way you're getting your money back. I mean, you'd have to get that one card that's worth 5 figures to make it worth your deal.
And if you're buying a hobby box, you already know that your chances aren't that great, because what is it? One auto or relic, or was it one auto and one relic? Was it an or?
I think it's one auto and or relic, just like flagship is basically.
Yeah. So you go ahead and you get a friggin' patch relic of, Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Even if it's an autograph patch auto, it's not like, no, if it's JSN, if it's Patty Mahomes, if it's, Matthew Stafford with the buyback, if it's, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Caleb, Drake May, fine. But the problem you have is football, it's funny when you look at the checklist. And we all know they throw friggin', Joe Montana and Dan. They literally have to throw those players in there because that's the only draw. Because if you actually, I bet you if we sat down, what's happening, Chuck? How you doing? If we brought up the checklist, and I don't know how big the checklist for Chrome football is. Let's say it's 400 cards. If you look at the current players, could there be 25 that you'd be like, that would be like the ones you would want to get to potentially get your money back? Maybe? Is 25 too high?
I think maybe 25 to 30 roughly would be the thing. But even then, I mean, your odds of pulling them out of a hobby box, I mean, and hobby boxes are now, I see it like $950.
All right.
Some over 1,000. It's just like, it's not worth my money. I said, if I can find out in the wild a hobby or a hanger, right, I'll try it for $20.
I agree. I agree for sure. But that's the thing that gets me about football so much different than baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and basketball, at least current players, the rosters are smaller. There are a few more stars, but not as many as you think. And that's the thing that gets me is like, who was sitting there going, $2,600 for a hobby box ain't bad. I think I'll get that. Like, I mean, I guess if you have that kind of money to just,
throw away,
go right ahead. But I don't understand it. Stuff like that.
But that box could have that one card worth 6 figures.
It could. It could, but yeah. I mean, yeah. It's still, it's still, I would rather I'd rather spend if I was gonna had that kind of money. Like I said, I'd rather buy $2,600 worth of scratch offs,
Yeah, if I'm gonna gamble, that's where I'm going.
and I probably
Or to
would,
the casino.
even if I didn't get my money back on 2,600. I bet you if you bought $2,600 hobby box, $2,600 worth of scratch offs, I still think at the end of the day, if you would get more of your money back from scratch offs than you would from the hobby box.
Yes, I believe that too.
You know,
And like
and
like I was telling Mike earlier, I looked at Best Buy's website. They want $80 for a hanger of the Topps Chrome football and $120 for the blasters.
I mean, that's just.
I mean, what are they, a hobby shop now?
I mean, why? What you mean to tell me? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they. I'm not saying that they should have the same type of a buy program versus an LCS. But really, I mean, you're really.
My LCS is only
crazy.
63 for blasters. I mean, I thought that was high.
Walmart has them. Somebody on Walmart has. Well, I think for. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say. I'm not looking at Walmart's website, but something in here says like it looks like Walmart might have them for like $50 for a hanger. But even still, it's a hanger for crying out loud.
I mean, GameStop, you go on their website, their normal price, they're $20 for the hanger and I think $40 for the blaster. So I mean, that's what I figure.
StockX 34. Somebody on eBay has it 35. I mean, still, somebody on Macari has it for 50. But I mean, still, I don't see what you potentially.
That's why I said one hanger, I'd be good. I don't need any more than that.
Yeah. To your point, just to see. Well, I mean, the funny thing is, though, is that you really don't have to see what they look like. You could just go ahead and open up a box of Chrome baseball.
Right.
It's the exact same design. It's different. The card looks the same and stuff. Like, I wonder. It would be interesting to see because baseball and football basically are the same. I wonder how the QC is.
I watched a couple of strikers. They didn't look too bad, really. I mean, they look pretty decent. But I mean, you're going to find the flaws sooner or later. But I mean, I just don't think it's worth my money or my time. Even if I had the money, I just don't see myself spending that kind of money for a jumbo box.
Yep.
So,
and then we talked about what next week? No,
May 5th. Platinum
5th.
Anniversary goes on pre-sale.
Yeah.
I'm guessing between 150 to 180 for a box with one autograph.
See,
since I've read,
I thought about that also. I thought it would be more in line with Chrome per se, or flagship. But then I'm thinking, isn't this no?
It's a 52 design.
Is the 52 design?
So all landscape cards.
And it's every other year, right? So it wasn't out last year. So it didn't come out in 25. It came out in 24.
Although they're calling this, I think, 2025.
Or they come out in 20. So what are you getting, though?
Let me see.
So like who are your rookies are you going for? Oh, wow, Chuck, that's not good.
Let's see what he say. Case of blast in every pack. Wow. Stay away from blasters, obviously. I'm just saying. I mean, you also have, you just had pre-order Topps Finest football. They do.
I saw that pop up. But I'm just thinking from a standpoint of.
I don't think there's anything as far as what they're having in it, because Beckett still has it listed as a TBA.
I was just curious. Is it? Are you looking for this year's rookies? Or is it going to be if it's 2025? Then that means it didn't come out in 24. Whatever came out in 24 was actually 2023.
Yeah, because it's listed as 2025 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary.
So
I am not. There's no checklist yet.
but that would mean the checklist would be more in line with 2025
Yeah.
players than
You had
2026 players.
2021, 22, and 23. Then there was nothing in 24. So you're 25. You won't get anything for 26. You'll get 27 in 2028 probably.
Mm. Yeah, I just I wonder if it's going to be a little more expensive than I'm wondering if it is going to push a little closer to 200.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, I think I don't understand it. I mean, I don't think it really would be worth it that much. And I would love to go ahead and get a blaster or a mega, stuff like that. I mean, maybe as a fun rip, if they do the hobby box light again, maybe maybe consider, potentially one of those, maybe. But I just don't see how, I don't see how they're going to go ahead and keep it low. It just doesn't make sense why they would do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a Chrome card, I would think it would be more in line with baseball's Chrome price than flagship, in my opinion. Now, maybe I don't know for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, 250. But I'm thinking pre-sale, it's probably going to be a little bit low. You're probably looking at, like I said, 179, 180, 170, 180. And then you're going to see the aftermarket blow up 250, maybe even higher.
Oh, who knows based off of the checklist. I think if we know, once you find out the checklist, that'll definitely go ahead and let us know what the aftermarket or after pre-release is going to be, the secondary market.
Let's say if it goes off of 2025, you've got what, Schemes? Was he 25? Yeah.
Yep. So it's good. It's not going to be cheap.
He's the big one out of 25, right? Or is there another one? Can't think of any other big rookies out of 25.
I don't know who the rookies of the year were. 2025 MLB. Rookie of the year. Drake Baldwin and Nick Kurtz. So it wasn't Skeens. Skeens must have been 24.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I'll get the notification. I know I'm not going to get it, but I think the only reason I found out, I noticed on Facebook, Western New York Cards put it out there, and he's already got a thing back from Topps saying that you did not get chosen to buy a platinum anniversary box already.
Oh, wow.
And it hasn't even been released. It's like, how can you say that? Yeah, it will.
Yep.
Like I said, I think in pre-sale you're going to look at either between 160 and 180 pre-sale.
I think you're probably. I mean, honestly, I think you're right around there. I honestly think at that price, it'll probably sell out really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
going to see between 210 and 300 on the aftermarket.
It'll be interesting to see what the breakers do, how they incorporate, because I've never really seen that product as a breaking product.
I've seen Striker use it in the mixer every now and then, but nothing as like a straight up break.
Nothing straight up. Yeah.
I don't think it's just not high end enough for a lot of the breakers. They usually put them in mixers, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with these releases, how they The aftermarket is really the crazy things, right? When you look at what we've been seeing with these aftermarket or secondary market, whatever the hell you want to call it, prices is just it's just nuts.
It is.
I
And
mean,
it's
it
only
really.
going to keep going up. And that's the thing. The days of $100 boxes are gone, unless
And
you
I
want
think,
to go junk wax error.
yeah, I think that. I mean, I could, I don't want to. I can't even say. Well, I can understand, it going up if they left it the same as far as the hits and this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
But that doesn't even make sense either. It doesn't make sense for the price to just go up just to go up. I mean, I mean, like I said, I don't like. I have looked. I look at the videos that pop up on my suggested videos on this channel. Um, and I'm telling you right now, I don't get a lot of, opening ones. I see the breaker ones. I see, some other stuff about stories about what's going on in the hobby and
Yeah.
that type of stuff. But you don't see the old school like I did. Hey guys, guess what? We're ripping into a 2025, blaster of XYZ. Let's see what we can go ahead and get. Let's see if we can, pull the unicorn, because that's really what you're doing
Yeah.
out of blasters and out of megas now. You're really looking for a unicorn.
Yeah. But I'm looking at mine now, and I mean, I don't see anything.
Yeah.
It's all other stuff that I've looked at, but I don't see anything about cards. I mean, every now and then I get the, what's his name from your area down there, but that's really it.
Yep.
I have to literally search if I want to find baseball stuff to see ripped.
Yeah. I'm looking right now. There's another off-centered hobby in chat there. Those guys are doing a show. That's what Flipping Steve. That's Sports Card Dad. I don't even know really what the hell's he doing in the hobby anymore. Then there's the Rufa Sports is about going to a card show. And then another Barbell Breaks. That's a breaker. Sports Card Investor about going to a card show. 10 most, 10 most. I'm sorry, no. Acme Packs is having their breaks. Triple Diamond Sports has their breaks. You just don't go ahead and you don't. I mean, it's weird how it has gone ahead and how it has, changed so much. But the funny thing is you're still having a hard time finding certain things. Again, you're like, you go into. I went into Walmart. You can't find any current football. I mean, well, that's not true. There is Panini.
Yeah.
Like you can find plenty of Panini current football
and basketball.
Phoenix, Prism.
I was at today and it just gandered. I'm like, I just want to see. There wasn't even a spot.
Select.
Like Big Four Topps Chrome at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen any spots for that. As far as baseball goes, I see 2020. If I see the Stadium Club, that's about really the only. And I think I did see Archives or the Archives. These are Archives or Heritage. One of those two. I can't remember which one. I just looked really quick and I saw everything. But you don't see a lot of the new stuff. So
like I even checked my Target after a restock, and no football at all. Shelves were full. Nobody's touched it. Still no Topps football. Chrome football.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're getting it. I don't know if they're not getting it, but who the hell knows? What does shipping? Still haven't sent the blast I pre-ordered or another one I bought with the card that was. Oh wow. I don't know. It's a great question.
I'd say maybe contact them, see what you can get out of them. Like, hey, what's going on?
Oh wow.
What'd you pay for them on there? Oh wait, was that football blasters or was it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say, is that football?
I'd be crazy what he paid for them off of Amazon. Oh, WWE. Okay.
WWE Chrome. I haven't seen any of that. I would have loved to have got that and everything.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I saw that Backyard Breaks on release day pulled the Soul Ruka top the Chrome final 1 of 1 debut patch.
Oh, wow.
And I think the guy Grant, I don't know if it went for like 10,000 cash and 10,000 in product, or like 20,000 cash, but supposedly they made a deal with whoever had, her in the break to get it and everything. I'm thinking, out of all the people, out of all the scumbags to go ahead and get her card, it had to be friggin' him, a piece of trash.
I mean, I give him credit for doing the offer. If the card's worth 20 grand and he paid, like you said, did either one of those deals, okay. As long as the person got what they were, the money and or the money and product, good for them. But I agree with you; it shouldn't have been them.
And then they came out with a video, and I guess it's Chrome Football. I don't know if it's Chrome Football or maybe it's basketball. I don't know, but I guess they have a GPK insert.
Yeah.
Is that football or basketball? Well, they're not doing basketball this year, are they?
No.
Or did they already?
No, I think they did. I think they just did, I think.
I forgot what it was, but I think there's two inserts. One's the GPK, and I forgot what the other insert was. Everything. I forgot what the other insert was, but Backyard Breaks basically made a post and said, that they will Bowman basketball came out.
Bowman Best University, yeah.
Has them.
Well, that was a pre-order.
Yeah, so
basketball. Let me see what they list those type of cards.
I forgot what I'd have to double check, see if they have it's on their Instagram page.
They are in the basketball, the GPK ones. So I want to say they're probably in the football too.
Yeah. But there's two inserts. They're case hits. And what they said they were going to do is they're going to make an offer to any one of them that gets pulled on any of the backyard channels. They will make a fair cash offer because they want to buy them all. They want to complete the set of them.
So let's see. It's I'm trying to see.
I found that
jumbo box. You get 2 autos and 2 NCAA autographs, 18 inserts, 12 parallels.
That's what it was. Locking the anime.
The anime ones.
Yeah, it's the anime one. It was the anime and the GPK. They said that they were going to make an offer to every single one that a backyard breaker pulls.
Oh wow!
Good for you. Yeah.
Let's see how many there are of them. If it even tells me in here.
Yeah, the anime is the anime would be a really cool one to have.
Yeah. Show me. Holy crap! There's 25 of the anime ones.
Yeah, because they said there was a total of 34 cards, so it's a 25 anime, and then I think there's 9 GPKs. That's the way they made it sound.
Well, there's 25 of the NBA animes, and then there's 5 of the NIL. There's 5 NBA GPK and 4 NIL ones. And looking online right now, 2025-26 Bowman Basketball VJ Edgecombe anime case is it being asked for at $3,500.
Wow.
And Cade Cunningham is at 3. Dear God. Maybe you can get on here and try to get an Ace Bailey one for 99 cents, one bid.
There you go.
Let's see. Any sold? And AJ Di Bastanta, I guess. I don't know. 1,500. Stephon Curry sold for $5K. Cooper Flag was 13,000. So if you can get one of those, hey, there you go.
Oh, you're right.
But anyway, let's get into good old WrestleMania that we all had just so much fun watching. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Especially night one.
I heard somebody talking about it on the radio on Monday on the Sirius XM on the wrestling channel, and the guy said, and
Yes, it did.
yep, right after this ad break.
Yeah, right.
He said if you didn't know any better, it looked like two different promotions were there.
Yeah.
One promotion did Saturday and one promotion did Sunday. And I don't know if they maybe changed any of the outcomes for Sunday, but I think the feedback from Saturday influenced the matches on Sunday.
Maybe I know I heard talk of they did change the Cody match like the morning of, because originally it was set for Randy to win, and then it all changed. Cody was going to win, and from what I hear, there is no plans to take the belt off of Cody anytime soon.
I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, in reality, you can't blame the guy. I mean,
Maddie?
Hey, what's up, Maddie? I mean, oh, sorry, I missed this one. Maybe was when the guy showed up at the announcer's desk. Yeah, that one guy showed up. They didn't even give him a freaking microphone.
Yeah,
he just sat there.
I love that.
But I don't know. Again, I mean, I hate to say it, but if when you look at what is going on, the way it is, it's and now all of a sudden, Cody showing up on Raw and telling Punk anytime you want. So does that mean Punk is going to move over to the SmackDown on Friday night? I mean, I don't know.
Well, like I know.
Oh wow! Holy cow! That's crazy,
Chuck told
bro.
me, and they weren't sold out either night because there was empty seats. You could see them.
Plenty of empty seats.
And Chuck was telling me that he heard something that they might be doing another draft, which I'm not a fan of those, but they do need to shake up something. I mean, and Cody's makeup was so bad on Monday night. That black eye is so bad.
Yeah.
But you're getting Cody and Punk at some point. Don't know when. Won't be a backlash, but that's going to be Randy again.
No doubt, man. But I think like when you look at the difference between the two, it's interesting. I just don't understand. Yeah. I mean, it was below. I mean, it was, it was crazy, that they had to go ahead. I mean, people are going. TKO went there twice. They drew 4,000 last year. They drew 110,000 ish. 105,000 ish this year. So that's almost 250,000 people for 4 days worth of work, 4 days over a 2 year, basically in a calendar year, or let's say a 2 year period. I mean, it's, for 4 shows, and attendance wise, I can understand why TKO would be like, hey, cool. They charged more money this year and last year. I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I think the whole ticket thing and stuff, I don't know how they're going to, there's nothing that makes you believe that TKO is going to look at it and make it more of a family-friendly budget price.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, like there's no reason why that upper tier in a freaking football stadium, there's no reason why those tickets should be more than $50 a piece.
And I think the cheapest one up there was probably 300.
I would think they're going to have to find somewhere else. Well, next year yeah, that's because we don't know what's going to happen with Saudi. And if they don't, what are they going to do? They're going to say, "Hey, you know what? Well, we'll just go back to Vegas again. You're going to go 3 years in a row, and it'll be worse."
Yeah, because
They're
you
gonna,
won't get.
unless they slash the crap out of the prices, you know, it'll be worse if they come back to, if they do not have it in Saudi and they come back to the States for WrestleMania 43, the prices will have to be slashed because I'm sure there's a boatload of people that are pissed off that it was going to go to Saudi next year.
I thought that was set in stone already.
Well, a lot of people are saying they don't know with this whole Iran thing, from a political standpoint or thing. Now, to me, I can't see them taking it away from the prince. I'm sure the prince cut them a friggin' big ass check, you know, from that standpoint. So, you know, who knows? But getting back to this weekend, I mean, you know, Saturday was just, I know the matches were short and everything.
Yeah, because I think I read somewhere there wasn't a match that went over 15 minutes.
Well, except for the champ. Oh no, there was. The championship went like 20 or 22. But there was, even though the matches were short, which you could deal with that if they were exciting, they weren't even exciting. They were boring.
I mean, you had the ISO speed jump, that was what, Sunday night though, wasn't it?
No, that was Saturday. That was the first match of the night.
Yeah, that one spot on Saturday night, I'd say, was probably it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the you know, the Brock Lesnar retiring now. If we go by everything that, if you believe what you've seen or what you've heard, that came out of nowhere. Nobody knew. Heyman didn't even know. Nobody knew whatsoever. Now there's two reasons out there that I heard as to why it happened. One, I don't believe. The other is a lot more believable. One was people were saying that Brock has been dealing with diverticulitis for a few years now, and he like didn't have the strength. They had to take like 12 feet of his colon out, you know, at some point in time, you know, a couple of years ago, and so on and so forth. Man, that dude looks, I don't believe that one at all. Now, the other one,
truth to that, but not enough for him to retire.
Yeah. Now, the other side of the whole thing about not wanting to do a job for Gunther, I get that. I mean, I really do, because I can't see anywhere where a guy the size of Gunther takes out a guy like Brock Lesnar. I think if they would have gone ahead and had some kind of storyline, you know, where Brock would have won at Mania and they did something else down the road, you know, and then it was Oba who went ahead and retired him. It makes sense, because the truth is to have Oba go ahead and destroy Brock, but then 4 months later, let Gunther be the guy that retires him. I don't know. Now,
I mean, I could see him doing what they did with Oba beating him here, and then Brock saying, "No, I'm not going to go out that way. SummerSlam, we're going to go at it again, and then if you do beat me, then I'll retire." But he was also slated to be there Monday night. However, he was taken off last minute because he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. And Locke, you're right. Brock does what he wants to do when he wants to do it, and so on and so forth. And who knows? Could this be a
Because there's been nothing from Brock himself saying that he's done, or his party.
people?
Yeah, his people.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
It'd be a
mean,
semi-retirement.
from when when you look at it, when you know take that proverbial onion and go ahead and and peel it back, I could I could see him in some kind of crazy way of it not being a him being pulled back by Gunther threatening or beating up Heyman. But to me, he threw the X up, in that thing and everything, and that, I mean, by wrestling standards, that means things are real.
Emotion. He was crying and all that, and saying, like, I mean, if it was an act, it was a heck of an act.
Yeah, but I heard that I read something on X that nobody knew. Triple H was pissed off about it because what the whole plan was that Brock was going to lose here, and then there was going to be something going on with Gunther, and then in Minnesota, Gunther was going to beat him. And again, like Larkin said, Brock does what Brock wants to do, and he didn't want to, do a job for Gunther. Now, could this be a work from a standpoint of is do they still have Gunther the favor that he still wants? He's, hey, I want Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and hey, he's done, and then Gunther lays hands on Heyman. But why wouldn't the rest of the division go ahead and
right.
and stick up for Heyman?
I just can't see. It just doesn't make sense for Gunther to beat a guy like Brock.
Right.
I mean, I could see maybe they do it to where Brock goes out on a win. Maybe.
And if Cena's going out on a loss, Brock's going out on a loss.
I mean, it'd make more sense to have Oba do it again. Maybe a little bit longer of a match.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
because their entrances are longer than the match.
Yeah. Yep. And then again, like when you look at Saturday, I mean, again, there was nothing that in reality, jumped out at you, be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I can't believe this, blah, whatever it may be, blah, 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 blah. Brock did this, and how does that happen?
On Saturday, I think we only miscalled 2 matches, and that was the first match and the last match. We all had Randy winning his 15th and the Vision beating Jey Uso and them, but everything else was kind of more or less exactly what we called.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering what the deal was. Why? Again, I don't know if we'll ever know the true story. It's one of those type of deals, but you just wonder why it went the way it went.
And obviously, Randy agreed to not winning, but it's kind of odd. But I mean, Saturday night, like I told Mike on text, D- at best. Sunday night, I think I gave it a C because it could have been better. Because I don't agree with Paige and Brie winning the belts.
I don't understand that.
Like I said, the only thing I can come up with is they're going to turn on Paige, and then it's going to be Nikki and Brie being the champions, and Paige is going to be out. That's going to happen. Because I noticed Monday night, Nikki didn't have the crutch with her. She was walking around fine. in the crowd. So
Yeah,
I
and
think that's a long relationship.
I just don't. I I just don't understand that one. I mean, I don't understand on them, and again, unless there's some kind of deeper angle. But my gosh, who do we really want to see the Bellas go after Paige?
You know, but you know,
I mean, and then we hear that they call up Sol Ruka to Monday night. So they had another woman into the fold here who's gonna, and then JC Jane's coming up. I think JC Jane is gonna be going over to what do you call it? JC Jane is going over to SmackDown, but Joe Hendry and Ethan Page, are on Monday night now. But I think when you look at the WrestleMania thing, that I don't again. Why do you build up Lash Legend and Nia Jax? Call them the irresistible forces,
just have to
and
get
then
beat.
to get beat. Now they're going to say, "Hey, you didn't pin us. You pinned the smallest, the smallest chick in the ring got beat," and that's your fatal four-way bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But from that standpoint, which was absolutely ridiculous. You don't understand it. But obviously, they don't really. If you're telling me that you had to bring back those three to inject something into the women's tag division, then you have done the women's tag division wrong, wrong, wrong.
Agreed.
You know, um,
Agree fully.
we had the Gunther Seth match. I think we both figured that it made sense. Braun Breaker would go ahead and do something.
Yep.
All right, he causes Seth to lose. Gunther gets the win, which you kind of figured had to happen because you can't have him go ahead and kind of sort of be the career killer and then him lose or not. Again, not a clean win because of interference, but a clean win in the ring per se. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. It is funny that Paige is younger than everybody in there.
True, but she's been around forever, so you're right about that. And then Braun coming back, we knew that once he was healthy enough, we knew once both of those two guys, Seth and Braun were healthy, that eventually they were going to do their thing and all that kind of stuff. The IC title, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch.
Figured that one too.
I don't think there was any surprises. I mean, that match was. I mean, honestly, I think AJ should say, "Hey, I know I signed a 3-year contract, but keep me out of the ring. Maybe do something else. I'll take a pay cut. I don't know. I'll do."
Well, from what I hear, she's taking a break. It's one of the reasons she dropped the title.
She needs a break already. She just came back.
That's what they're saying, that she's doing something. I don't know what, but
yeah.
No, Becky, she hasn't really been the greatest. I've seen better.
She's not that great of a wrestler. She's decent on the mic, but not, I'm saying, promos are different. I think, in my opinion, guys doing promos, women doing promos, very different. You don't hear about, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to break you in half. I'm going to do, you don't hear that type of stuff coming out of the women and you do the men and everything.
Right. The Finn Dom match was good.
That was Sunday. We're working on Saturday here.
Oh, sorry. We got through that already. We were
the unsanctioned match was
boring,
terrible. How do you have an unsanctioned match? And and I think we talked about it. How are you going to put that on ESPN2? When you think unsanctioned, you think brutal matchup. You think they are taking every single weapon that they can, and somebody is getting freaking cut open.
And it goes around the audience. It goes to the backstage. And comes back out to the ring. All that kind. It stayed right around the ring. It didn't do anything else.
It's nothing and everything. And then, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie Larkin said it. That entrance
was longer than the match.
That entrance is a joke. Liv made that. That was a damn joke. To go ahead and have freaking the two accomplices, Roxanne and Raquel, have to come out to go ahead and do something to help Liv win. I mean, and I'm telling you, I mean, at one point, I'm not gonna say I liked Liv. I didn't mind watching her, go ahead, go in the ring and wrestle and so on that. But yeah, I'm getting to the point now where that's the way I am. She ain't worth nothing. She actually is becoming more annoying when she talks.
She doesn't talk, she yells.
Than anything else. Yeah.
And she still has a big old lump on her head.
That's the thing. That's the thing that gets me.
She was better as a singles competitor than being with the Judgment Day, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and who knows what they're going to do there and everything with the whole Judgment Day thing. I don't really think, to me, that it is just an absolute waste. And they were talking on the on the wrestling show on the radio, and they said that if the Judgment Day is going to work, they need a big guy.
They do.
And people are like, what about a guy like Omos? I
could see possibly that, but I could also see Drew possibly coming back and maybe joining them. That would be an interesting person.
Who?
You don't really have any Drew.
Drew joining the Judgment Day? I don't know. He's Scottish. Isn't JD Irish? Do they like each other?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, but not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So, I mean, Judgment Day is, I mean, I don't know, what they're going to do, or they really just.
They need to end it.
There's nothing to it. Yeah, it just needs to. There's really nothing to it anymore.
There's no substance to it anymore like there was.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we had Brock Oba. We talked about that. We had the ladder match.
It was good except for having Rusev in it. He should just not have been in that match at all.
Well, what in the hell made Rusev face dive off the ladder? I know Javon was doing his thing, but like, what? Excuse me, you're climbing up the ladder. What makes you go ahead and do like a Superman dive right off of that to go ahead and get cut? It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a botch, but
it's freaking crazy. When you show that, when you see how far he had to jump, it's like, oh my God, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. That's another one. There wasn't, I mean, yes, JD took the Mexican destroyer on the ladder. The other ladder got crushed and so on and so forth. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm happy it wasn't Ray. Not that, I mean, I have anything against Ray, but it's one of those things where you didn't need to bring him back, go ahead and throw him in the mix, to make him win.
I mean, it would have made it a little interesting for him and Dom when they get together to do the final match. But I mean, other than to try to bring a little bit more money because he is a little bit of a draw.
Well, the thing is you don't. Yes, I think that was definitely part of it. But as long as you keep the AAA title on Dom, you don't need a belt on Ray, because Ray could challenge him and say, look, I'll beat your ass for that belt, and if I don't, I'll retire.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, Dom having a belt at least helps that type of thing if they want to do that and everything.
True.
The U.S. title, again, and the funny thing is again, like I said, it's weird when you look at it, that Sunday was better than Saturday, but then when you break down it, you go, Sami Zayn against Trick Williams.
Trick Williams and his CVS.
I saw that. That was friggin' hilarious. I mean, I'm sure Lash is going to be pissed off at their wedding going, hey, your train on WrestleMania was longer than my train for our wedding.
It was nice to see Bianca come back. I mean, granted, you're not going to see her for another year.
Yeah. That's why I was surprised that Cargill lost.
Yeah.
Unless she's going to go away for some strange reason. I was surprised that Jade Cargill lost. But Sami Zayn and Trick, I mean, there was nothing special, nothing, you know, I mean, it was, you know, again, it was a decent match, but there's nothing like memorable, okay,
No.
you know, from it and stuff like that.
Except for the one for Steppers.
Yeah, Lemon Pepper Steppers.
But no, it was a terrible. No, Cargill does need to go away. I agree.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe this is one of those things where she's going to go ahead and get a break and everything. But you look at the other thing, you know, they're going to have to watch Rhea because they're saying that, you know, that she has some kind of she has an eating disorder right now from being body shamed on the internet, which
Heard that.
I don't know. I mean,
it's bullshit. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't understand why it happens. You know, they just, I mean, you know, the whole body shaming and stuff, you know, look, if you're I don't know, you know, if anybody's ever watching this one, if you're cyberbullying, stop being an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no need for it. Like you go to a sporting event and your team sucks and you want to boo, that's one thing. But to go ahead and then, you know, get on the internet and find the guy or girls, you know, Instagrams or X accounts or Facebooks, whatever it is, and just constantly berate them and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've heard, I don't know if you watched the show Storage Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Daryl Sheets killed himself.
Yeah. And
they saying it had a lot to do with cyberbullying. And he's a 67-year-old guy.
And he's a big boy, too.
Yeah. And it ain't like, you know, so it just goes to show you, you know, if you do that kind of stuff, don't be an asshole. Stop it.
And it's usually those guys that are in their mother's basement at 31 years old.
We better watch out for Maddie then.
I know, right? That's what
Matty Ice is in the basement. Uh-oh. Wait, so am I.
You can see Liv has lost weight, or Rhea's lost weight, though. You can see it.
And I want, you know, and it's something got to be careful of, you know, because if she keeps going down that thing and she starts losing, you know, her stamina starts to go and you start to be able to lose, you know, the physicality of the way she is. You can tell she's not as physical as she used to be. She's not lifting the girls up the way she used to be able to lift them up and everything. So, you know, so they got to watch there. But, you know, I'm happy for her. I think they looked at it. And I will say this. Jade did perform well in that match. She did not look as bad as she has looked in the past. Not saying she was perfect, not saying she was clean. Don't put words in my mouth. All I'm saying is she was better than she had been in the past.
Right.
You know. I think in Locking and saying it was that match, the whole thing was wasted on the Demon. Like, I don't understand that, you know, to me, you have him come out. Number one, the hard thing about that stadium is because the glass is like, the glass roof is opaque. You can't make it dark enough to get the full effect of the entrances because, we were watching and it's 7 o'clock or it's 8 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock out there. It's 3 hours earlier, you know, so that part was difficult, you know, but the thing for me is I think they could have, when they had the Demon walk out and they had the heart there, I think that could have played a little bit of a role. Like if the Dom had him down, he was face down and everything, you know, you could have, you know, heard the heartbeat, boom, 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 you know, and they could have had that heart all of a sudden, you know, flashing on the stage and everything and stuff like that. And then you see, you know, like Finn, you know, start to you know, bounce a little bit as if it's the heartbeat going ahead and getting it and everything. Yeah, it's still light out on the post show, even when it was, you know, 7, 8 o'clock, it was still light out. But I think, you know, you wasted the Demon thing. Now, does that give us the potential of Dom against actually Finn Balor at Backlash? Or are we done with that?
I have a feeling we're done with that for some reason. I mean, because I know I'm going ahead. Because he faced JD on Monday night. Those are the two guys he's not going to fight the women. I mean, do they have a tag team match? He's got to find a partner, and they do it that way, but that doesn't really make sense. I mean, I saw a poster for Backlash. Didn't show that on there, but who knows how true those posters are that you see.
Yeah.
Then we had, what was after that match?
Well, I mean, we talked about everything except for the match that closed the show, Punk and Reigns. That was, I mean, that match was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, how they allowed him to use the steps to hit CM Punk with and not get eliminated, I don't know, but
yeah, it was. I did not think they could do. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I missed this one. That's what I'm wondering is what's next for Finn? Right. That's the problem. See, that's the problem with all these guys, Chuck. What's next for Finn? What is next for Obafemi? You know, I mean, I want to talk about the Roman Reigns match, but based off of but just for a minute, like just for what Chuck said.
Fine. Yeah.
What is next for those guys?
Yeah.
You know, what is next for Oba? What are you gonna have him do? Like, who's he gonna go against? I mean, you know, like to me, like a Fatu would have been a good one. Rather than having Fatu try and jump to the head of the line and, you know, go against Roman. Drew, I think, would be a good one for Oba. But the thing is
my thing is I didn't understand Monday night after what Oba said at the post show. I guess it was too early, maybe they felt for him to come out and challenge Reigns. So they sent Fatu instead.
Well, I think he said, didn't both of them kind of, sort of hint at towards the end of the year?
Maybe.
But the thing is what do you do? Like, again, that's why I said this, you know, I understand what you're trying to do. You had Oba take out the Beast Incarnate.
Right.
What makes you think Cody Rhodes can beat him? What makes you think CM Punk can go ahead and beat him? You know, what makes you think a number of these guys could go ahead and, you know, and beat him based off of what you just showed him do to Brock Lesnar over the last 4 weeks?
Basically.
Right? What you showed him do to Brock over the last 4 weeks, what wrestler on the roster stands any kind of chance? Javon Evans? Aleister Black?
Is that what Gunther's request is going to be? Look, I want it because he took out your guy Brock. I want Oba. Make sure you get me Oba.
But you can't have Obafemi beat Gunther.
You could.
You have Obafemi beat Gunther, then you kill this whole career killer, you know, persona that you decided for some stupid ass reason to call him.
Well, you could, but it could be a dirty win for Oba with or dirty win for. I know you're right. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I guess there's always possibilities, and I get you, Locke, and I understand that too.
Yeah.
But usually, when you see him pick up the steps, you know, they get.
That's all I'm saying. You know, when you've gone ahead and you've built this guy up, and the same thing for Finn. I mean, the way I look at it, what is Finn a U.S. title guy or an IC guy? Is Finn a heavyweight? And even though Finn, you know, was a heavyweight champion, very different roster when he won and had to give it back. You know, had to give it up when he beat Seth. Very different roster than what we have today.
Right.
You know, but is Finn? You know, is he now a mid title guy, not a top title guy?
Hey, Mike.
You know. What's up there, Mike G? That's the CEO. I gave him the Lindor card for his birthday present today.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Yep.
But yeah, I just don't see where they're going to. I mean, they build Oba up, and then last night or Monday night he comes on and just says the ruler is here, then leaves. I mean, that made no sense. I would rather see Brock Lesnar come out and shake his hand and pass the torch that way. If Lesnar is actually done.
I mean, but I like that. I like him doing that. I think that is good. I like that. Now, you know, there's nobody to address it. That's the problem you have.
Right. There's no
Oh,
big.
I'm sure Brock was already home. Happy birthday there, you. So I don't know, but
Do we see a possible Royce Keys challenging him? Since now they can go wherever they want, really, and no.
Again, I think sure you can, but you're gonna, you put him in a situation where, I mean, it's in all honesty, how can Oba Femi lose?
Right, because he's kind of like the Goldberg of this generation.
He's the ruler. You have Royce Keys come out and pin the ruler and win.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
It's just like Gunther going ahead and losing. Gunther, you're the career killer. Gunther lost. Yep, he ain't killing anybody's career anymore. His own career is done. Right? I like what I don't have an issue with what they did with Oba. I think there could have been something again. Now the whole Brock Lesnar thing, you don't know. But it could have been one of those things where maybe he's building that momentum, coming up to a Brock Lesnar's level, and then they fight. Not to the new roster. Boom, you're there. Yeah, that's true. Keys' career is over. He won the he won the battle royal. There's nothing more for him to go ahead and win.
Right.
I think out of all of them,
getting back to the Reigns Punk match, it was probably the best match of WrestleMania. It went the longest. It had a lot going on for it. They didn't have anybody coming out, which was nice.
That was great.
I was really waiting for it. I don't know who would have came out on Punk's behalf, but I mean, I'm sure somebody would have. But it was a very good match. I mean, we all knew Reigns was going to win. I mean, I did not see Punk having really, a chance really in the long run. But what are they going to, now we know Punk's going to go after Cody at some point here.
He's got to. You set the stage Monday night.
What is left for Roman Reigns at this point?
I don't know.
Bloodline 2.0.
Bloodline 2.0. Do they? I don't know. Is this one of those things? Does he, in some way, shape, or form, is this one of those? Hey, I will go ahead and I will fight you. When I win, you're going to acknowledge me and come back to the family.
Yeah, where he's supposedly not going to be in charge of anybody. He's just going to be a family, supposedly.
You know what I mean? From that, from that standpoint, is that what I got?
I got to think that's what they're going to do, because there's no way Fatu is going to beat Roman that early. He wins it at WrestleMania, loses it at Backlash, really?
Correct. There's no.
Rio has done worse things.
There's definitely no way that he can that he can lose. I mean, you can't go ahead and you can't do that. It makes zero sense. Then you would have been better off. I mean, yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Not at a Backlash.
No.
Not at a Backlash. Now, what do we do from a standpoint of, again, to your point, even after Fatu, so you're building to Survivor Series maybe of Oba against Roman, what are you doing the rest of the way? If Roman is a full timer now, basically that's what he said, right? That's what he said.
I'll be here all the time.
I'll be here all the time. I'll see you tomorrow night. I'll be here. You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could see a possible, like, let's say he challenges Roman for at SummerSlam, loses, and then they have a rematch at Survivor Series or something like that. I don't know. But if he takes a loss to Roman, it kind of knocks him down a peg. So I don't know what their plans are, where they're going with things. It just, and there was no, the Raw after Mania is usually really good. This one sucked.
Yeah, there was not a lot. I mean,
Still could come out just to lose to live with the help of the Judgment Day women.
Yeah.
It's just,
that was in my opinion, that was one of those just give her a showing to show off some of her abilities and stuff like that. Look, she's really good. I've been watching her from NXT. I've been watching her for about 2 or 3 years now. She is super athletic. I don't think the Surfer Girl thing is something that can go. Who knows? Maybe it can, maybe it can't. I don't really care.
yeah, true.
Yeah, she did, and she almost went ahead and she was close to she was in the last woman standing match with Zarya, and Zarya pushed her. There were 2 tables set up, and I don't know whether Zarya didn't push her enough or Soul didn't launch herself enough, but when she came down, her head she only went through 1 table. Her head, the angle that she fell at, her head just missed catching the end of that table.
Oh,
yeah. Raw was not. Raw was not. Pardon me?
There was no build up to anything on Monday night, except for maybe the Cody Punk thing starting out at some point, but who knows?
Little
here.
Yeah, little there.
Usually after WrestleMania and after that Raw is when WWE/TKO starts releasing people. So we got to keep a lookout for that too. They might start releasing people.
Especially with the call-ups they've had. One thing we didn't talk about from Sunday was Danhausen, which that was cute.
Pretty good.
I don't know what the plan is. Is this some kind of plan to have a Miz Danhausen match at some point in time?
If they did it, I would think they would have to do it at Backlash, just because if you stretch this out too long, it's just going to go sour.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the thing, like I said earlier, that the way it went, again, the matches on Sunday were better. Obviously, we don't know about the Brock thing. Everybody's saying that it's unscripted. It's true. He's done so on and so forth. He hasn't said a word, so you don't know about that. But I really believe that Saturday and the feedback from Saturday influenced Sunday's matches. I don't think it necessarily influenced winners and losers, but I think it influenced how the matches went, because the matches were better. They weren't, not saying that they were all great matches, but they were, when you compare the matches, the way they went on Saturday versus the way they went on Sunday, there was more excitement in the matches on Sunday than there were on Saturday. Saturday was boring. Even the 6-man tag match was boring.
Yeah.
And that's the opening freaking match of WrestleMania weekend. If any match should have been a banger, it should have been that one. Yeah. That one should have tore the freaking roof off of it to get the momentum going. And it did nothing.
Yeah.
And please don't tell me now we're going to get some kind of I Show Speed and LA Knight versus the Vision.
No, I think if anything we get, and it's going to be a terrible match as well, I Show versus Logan Paul.
Oof. It was nice to see the Street Profits come back.
Yeah.
Montez looked pretty good and everything. I guess they know now that Bianca's out, maybe they'll give her. Maybe they will go ahead and give them the push. But it's not. But it's. I mean, they went after the whole vision and everything. So what? It sounds as though. I mean, just or I should not sounds, but it looks like did they just go ahead and leapfrog the Usos?
Well, the Usos did have their shot and they didn't make it.
True. True.
I do see at some point a 6-man tag though. That might be before the tag team title match, like the Street Profits and Seth versus Braun and the 2 other guys, either at a Monday night or something like that.
Yeah, you see something like that. That's true. That could definitely be a possibility.
And then after that, they go after the tag team titles maybe. And Montez looked really good. He looked built like he'd been working out.
Yeah. He looked good and everything. I mean, that was probably the biggest surprise on Monday.
Yeah, everything over the weekend, no real big surprises.
Nope.
Like they normally have, at least 1 or 2. Monday night, you had the Street Profits, okay. That was literally about it.
Yeah.
Because most of the people, like you had the Bellas and Paige in the crowd. You had Royce Keys in the crowd. And I think you had the other women's tag team in the crowd, I think.
Like, yeah, I don't, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they try and do. The whole Bellas thing, how do you not have them talk on Monday night?
Yeah, I didn't.
That's got to be like the biggest surprise thing out there, and so on. You know, from that standpoint.
And you pointed out to me all the green guy shirts.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What the heck? I was like, why?
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd say I would love to see the. I'd love to understand the reasoning for putting it on the Bellas. Was it for a WrestleMania moment for Brie? But wouldn't it have meant more if it was with her sister?
I would think so. I mean,
or
maybe
was it? Or to your point, was it a work and Nikki was okay, and that was their way of injecting Paige? But again, you had so many other women that you could have thrown in that spot.
Yeah,
so many.
Because I thought they were technically heels at that point. And who knows what they are now. I don't think she's as tore up as you think. Because she was walking around without crutches on Monday night. And backstage during the post show.
Yeah, I agree, Logan. They did, but that's what I'm saying. What, like, what's the reasoning though, Walken? In your opinion, why would you? Let's say Nikki Bella was healthy. You know, let's go with Nikki Bella being healthy. Why would you put the belts on them? What are you saying about the women's division when you got to take those 2 women, bring them back to put the freaking belts on them? Why? Because they weren't tag team champions before. I mean, I don't know. Were the Bellas ever tag team champs?
I thought so.
That makes sense. That makes sense because the TKO morons think they are a draw.
This is true. They think a lot of these old wrestlers are a draw. There are some that are. The Rock is always going to be a draw. It's just when they bring him, he's going to draw people. Ray will bring a little bit. I don't see who the Bellas bring, but I mean, I don't think the Bellas are much of a draw as they could have been. But it's just TKO just has no clue. I wish they would just sell off their WWE ownership to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they've ever been tag team champions. So that's what you did. You did. I mean, is that in reality why you did
Still
it?
technically not, because it wasn't the both of them. It was Bree and Paige, not Nikki and Bree. But I could see them turning on Paige at some point, probably here in the next couple of weeks, and that's how you're going to end up with things. Or they're going to lose a tag team, blame it on Paige, and beat up Paige. What point? I don't understand it, but hey, dumber things have happened.
I don't know. I mean, you know, and then who was one of Paige's? Who was hanging around with Paige? Did they then sign that freaking woman and bring her back? And then all of a sudden now, you know, you got even, you know, you got more crap happening and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I just, you know, it's one of those things when you look at it. It's definitely one of those things that try and makes you understand what the thought process is. And I think the problem you have is you think too much. You know, Dave LaGreca on the wrestling show said part of the problem with the fans is that they're not just fans anymore because of YouTube shows, because of social media, because of all this and everything. You have a lot of people, even like us, you watch it differently.
True.
You know, if you were just a fan of something and you watched it and you weren't going to be talking about it, critiquing it, tweeting it, Facebooking it, Instagramming it, whatever you want to call it, right? That you would, you'd look at it different and just take it for what, you know, take it for what it is. Now, I mean, it's been a long time since I have just been a fan, you know. It's like, I watch, I wonder why they do things, you know, but I still try and watch and just say, you know, it is what it is. It's just entertainment. Like I remember a couple of times when we had people over who really did not watch, were not wrestling fans and watched, and we'd watch these matches together, and they'd be like, how the hell is it that that guy who's 5'4", how the hell did he just beat that guy that's 6'2", 245 pounds? Like when Rey Mysterio would beat somebody, right? But that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, you know what? You're right. It doesn't make sense. And it's not really supposed to make sense.
Right.
But that's, you know, just the way it is and everything. And I find myself like I'm more like because I don't watch AEW enough. Like when I watch AEW, I sometimes I look at it more as a fan, just a fan of wrestling.
Right.
You know, I look at things a little different because, you know, with WWE, because I know we're going to talk about it. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
I just don't get into AEW, unfortunately.
I watch a little bit when I remember it's on and stuff like that.
It reminds me too much of ECW more than it does anything else.
Yeah. True. But I just, you know, like I said, I just, you know, and he said, you know, you're fan, and I think they're, you know, if you're a Cody Rhodes fan, you're a Cody Rhodes fan. Who cares?
Right.
You love Cody Rhodes, love Cody Rhodes.
True.
You know, whatever they do to him, whatever you think about him, whatever, you know, he is John Cena-ish.
Yeah.
Right? He's the guy, he's the good guy that people are starting to, like, you know, be against.
Right.
And it's okay. But I think like a John Cena, you know, you don't realize how good he is. What he does is because, you know, of the way they push him and so on. I think we mentioned it last week. I can honestly say I've watched wrestling for 50 years. or more than 50, maybe somewhere in around 50 years. I don't ever remember a champion getting the shit kicked out of him week after week, pay-per-view after pay-per-view, or PLE after PLE, like Cody Rhodes does.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude takes freaking serious beatings.
Yeah. It
You
doesn't.
know?
And I can understand why you don't want to take it off of him, but at the same time, let him lose it and then win it back or whatever. I don't care what you do, but they're never going to make him a heel. It's not going to happen. I mean, I thought maybe they would, but like, more I look at it, I don't think it makes sense, especially right now. And I don't see Randy turning back anytime soon. Because Randy makes a better heel than he does a good guy.
Most definitely. I thought the only opportunity you might have had for Cody to turn heel did happen Saturday, and it would have been right after Randy RKO'd Pat McAfee, of when he stood up, of Cody going ahead and kicking him straight in the nuts.
Yeah.
And and doing, and then just going, then just losing it. That might have been the time when you potentially could have gone ahead and made a change. It's going to be hard now. It's going to be
Yeah.
hard now. And if you try and do this CM Punk Cody Rhodes thing, there's no
Too
heel.
bait. Yeah.
There's no heel. No matter how hard CM Punk tries, he's not going to be a pure heel. He's not going to get the crowd not cheering for him.
Yeah. No.
CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, there will be more people booing for Cody Rhodes. I mean, I don't know, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 than CM Punk.
Yeah.
Now they'll cheer his song. They'll whoa, they'll cheer Cody's song until and then they'll sing Punk's. And as soon as the bell rings, ding ding ding, they'll turn on Cody, and everything that he does, they'll boo. Everything that Punk does, they'll cheer, because I don't know what Punk can do to be the heel, unless, I mean, I don't know if he, remember what they said Friday night? So, are you going to go ahead and kick me in the balls and, beat me up and everything? And he said, no, or like that. I mean, could that be the only thing that turned? I mean, but is that enough to turn CM Punk into a big heel to go against Cody?
I don't think so. There'd have to be more of a turn prior to the match, I would think. I mean, the only thing is maybe they do a SummerSlam match, and instead of Punk turning, Cody turns during that match, maybe. But I just don't see that either. Because I mean, with the crowd starting slowly wanting to get away from Cody, I mean, but then they're doing the same thing to Punk like they did against when he was in the ring with Roman Reigns. So I mean, I just don't know where they're going with any of this.
If Punk was not worthy of being champion on Monday Night Raw, why is he worthy of being champion on SmackDown?
Oh, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you there, but I'm just trying to think how they're thinking. Like, okay, well, maybe we turn Cody, and I just don't know.
But are we sitting back and looking at things and saying there's nobody else other than Randy on the SmackDown roster that we have to potentially go to Raw and take the ex-champion who just lost 24 hours ago and move him to SmackDown, because we don't have anybody on the SmackDown roster that can step up to the plate against Cody?
Maybe they feel they don't have anybody. and technically, I don't know anybody that would. I mean, like I said, okay, you're not going to do Royce Keys because he's too new and he won the Andre thing, so he's done. But I mean, who else do you have over there, really? You have is Alistair Black over there? I don't see that happening. They're gonna have to bring. Maybe they put Joe Hendry over there at some point.
No, I think they said that what do you call it? I think they said that Hendry is part of
SmackDown
of Raw.
overall.
I mean, you have Aleister Black, you have Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, you have Drew. Jelly Roll is considered a member of SmackDown. Dragunov,
I don't see him.
Kevin Owens, but he's still out.
I mean,
Miz, Matt Cardona.
Damian Priest possibly.
Then you'd have to go ahead and you'd have to figure out something to do with R-Truth. You have to get rid of R-Truth somehow.
Well, they dropped the titles, and there you go. That's done with.
You have Randy, you have Ray Phoenix, you have Royce Keys, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke. You do have the MFTs, and you got Trick, and Trick is your U.S. title, so there's no sense in going ahead and having him go after Cody. I mean, you bringing back you moving Shinsuke Nakamura. Are you having Tama Tonga leave the MFTs, or are you having Solo go after Cody? Like you literally don't really even have anybody that worthy on SmackDown.
I'm looking at the SmackDown roster. I noticed they have Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns over there on their list for the SmackDown list. That's weird.
I'm looking on one that has that has pictures of them.
Yeah, I set it to SmackDown as let's see what they put on Raw. They have him over there too. Maybe he's one that can go both sides, I guess. No? Maybe they just haven't changed things yet. I don't know. But yeah, I don't see, as far as like you said, on Raw, really, besides for Damian Priest.
But yet you look at, man, and you have Punk, you have Ethan Page, you have Gunther, you have Fatu, you have Javon Evans, you have Joe Hendry, you have Kofi, you have LA Knight. You're thinking of individuals. You now have Obafemi over there. You have Seth Rollins. You have Sheamus. You have Rey Mysterio. It's like you may have some challengers on the other program for SmackDown. But SmackDown, it's so light.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm like I said, I'm not a fan of it, but a draft might shake things up a little bit.
They would have to do something. I mean, you could bring a Rusev over. You could bring a Sheamus over and have them go ahead and go for potential there.
I could see besides for Damian Priest from from Raw, maybe you take LA Knight over there.
That'd be a good one.
But again, it's still face on face, just like it would be with Damian Priest. Man, I mean, you could technically move the Miz over there, but I just don't think he would do any good over there.
No.
And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if and when they release people, who they release. And then that kind of gives you a little bit better idea of who's left. So.
And the funny thing is like when this one website I'm looking at, it's called the SmackDownHotel.com.
Yeah.
When you click on the wrestlers' names and everything, and then you go through and it has like their gimmick and those types of things, their wrestler name and all those different types of things. It actually says like where they are in the card. It says card position. And for a Sol Ruka who's on Raw now, she is considered upper card.
Wow.
So she is already considered, an upper card, upper card wrestler.
Hmm.
Which to me is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to do something, Chuck. The talent, the way the talent is and stuff like that. And they got guys that they're not using. It's kind of it's kind of crazy. When you look at the talent they have, the potential waste and also kind of stuff, right? You have a when you're looking at Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes. I mean, my gosh, those two guys really good. But but they give a push to Sami Zayn, and again, it makes you. It's a lot of the stuff that makes you scratch your head. It's like, don't you think Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams would have been a better match than Sammy and Trick?
Yeah.
Now, if you told me that what was going to happen is we were going to have a massive Sami Zayn crash out after he loses, different story.
Right.
I mean, I'd be like, okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I am okay with that assessment, right? He's going to go ahead, and that's what's going to wind up happening. He's gonna, he's gonna crash out and just beat the hell out of Trick afterwards. He's gonna beat little Yachty, beat the hell out of all them and stuff like that and stuff. You go, okay, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Go ahead, boom, boom, bang, lose, Trick shot. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
I'd be interested to see what they do Friday night to see if they change anything up, but I doubt it.
I mean, if you had Cody, well, I think Monday night is, that's the people that showed up on Monday. That one's a tough one to figure out about Friday because Monday was still in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? So Cody would still be in town. You could understand that,
Right. Everybody that was there would probably still be in town.
Right.
For the majority of it.
Right. Now you wonder about
where they're going next.
Sorry.
They're going to be in Fort Worth.
Be in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep. And it shows on their picture you're going to have Randy, Cody, Drew's supposed to be there. Fatu's supposed to be there. Looks like Tiffy Time, Jade, and one that's in a wheelchair.
See, now why is Fatu going to be there if Fatu is trying to talk to Roman about fighting?
I hear you.
I guess see,
I don't understand.
That's the part that makes me not understand what the hell is going on. That's the part that I don't like. It's like you have these guys moving side to side and everything, and stuff. And it's like, okay, now what is the reasoning for Fatu showing up on Friday?
Right.
It completely takes away from what happened on Monday. I don't know, man.
So I'm just looking here for Backlash tickets to sit on the side where the green shirt guy sits on one row back.
Yeah.
$4,300
for Backlash.
Yep.
In Tampa, Florida.
Yes, sir. Now, if we go to upper deck, we're going to go way upper deck. There's one seat, $107.65. Yeah. Ridiculous.
That's a WrestleMania price.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I'm like, that is one literally that $107 one row in front of the very last row in the stadium. Bring your binoculars.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
It is. Well, you gotta look at. Okay, hang on here. Let's just see for fun what they are for SmackDown Friday night in Fort Worth. Probably just as expensive. There's a lot of tickets left for that.
For Raw?
No, SmackDown. And 1, 2, 3, 4 rows back from the center stage is $374.50.
Wow.
Go over here.
Wow.
494. 219. To sit skybox, basically is what I'm going to call it, like really high up there. $68.50. Raw is going to be in Laredo, Texas. Damn, these seats are already sold out that much? Holy crap. Now, Raw
Dude, that's what we're saying from that standpoint. You know? That's where's the incentive?
Even on Monday Night Raw, the highest seat that you could sit in, the top row, $107.70 for Raw in Laredo, Texas.
Wow.
Damn it.
That's a lot.
Not that I go to see him in Hershey at all that much, but I mean,
that's a lot of money.
Last time I was at a show, I had floor seats. We were 3 rows behind and off to the right of the announcers. And that's where you'd have the Shield walk down. That's who was, they were still together then. That's how long it's been for me since I've been to one.
Oh, really?
I believe I paid for 3 tickets, $150 to sit there. Now it's in there for less than $200. We're going to end this soon because I got to get up early tomorrow, but we can still talk for a little bit.
No worries. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't
expect any more storylines to come out on Friday night. Maybe something small, but
well, I don't think there's really, in my opinion, I really don't think there is there's anything to any kind of storyline to really
I mean
really storylines to go. Like I don't know where, because you don't know, like, what are they?
I mean, because you're going to get Randy Cody at Backlash. That's going to happen. You're getting Roman and Fatu at Backlash. So there's 2 matches of Backlash right there. Are you going to get the Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes? I think she's the only one probably Friday night.
As of what? Yeah, Chuck. As from what I have heard, she's the only one as of right now. I don't know of anybody else. That is moving up for Friday.
Debut doesn't mean she's going to wrestle either. You can just show up and talk to Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
So
welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Type thing. But I think I don't think you only get 5 matches.
See, there's 2 of them. They're already happening.
What?
You got the rematch with Cody and Randy, and you got the Roman Reigns Fatu match. So you just need 3 more matches for that card.
Would they really put both of those on Backlash?
From what it sounded like, that's what they were talking about. I mean, I know the Cody Rhodes Randy. I'm pretty sure that one's set. I could be wrong, but it makes sense. And I thought that's what Fatu said. I'll see you at Backlash.
No, he did. But then,
Let
Roman said what he said. I'll give you a week to think about it.
True.
You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it won't happen. I just find it one of those things of, man, to go ahead and have two men's I mean, I don't know if we've had that at one of these kind of sort of, you know, off one of these off PLEs. I just don't really. I'm not saying we haven't, but if we get that and we only get 3 more matches, whew.
Okay, so looking this up, it says WWE is heavily teasing a continuation of the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton rivalry, with reports indicating a major tag team match is currently planned for Backlash 2026 May 9th. The planned match, reports initially suggest a tag team match of Randy Orton and Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll. If that turns out, that is not going to be a good match, but which then you could have the Roman Fatu match, because the belt wouldn't be on Cody's belt wouldn't be on the line at that point.
Well,
and of course, just because Pat McAfee said he was never coming back to WWE doesn't mean he won't.
But how do you rectify him tagging with Randy after he RKO'd him?
See, I don't know. I don't know how they do that. I mean, maybe he apologized and said, "Hey, I thought you were somebody else," because he did RKO the referees. And they were saying that maybe because he got poked in the eye, didn't know where he was at. I don't know. Come up with something. My blood was in my eyes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess you could make something up.
Oh, I'm sure they could. I mean, or Randy finds another celebrity to freaking align with. There's plenty of them.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I don't know what kind of storylines they could come up with, you know, that quick.
I mean, Friday night, if they're going to do something like that, it would have to be. You'd have to know by Friday night to start something. I mean, him and Randy has some already, but if you're bringing those two guys in with it, you'd have to start something somewhere. I mean, it kind of would a little bit make sense.
You're only 2.5 weeks away.
That's what I'm saying. Something would have to happen this Friday night.
And I just don't know. I just don't know how you. I mean, again, I don't know how you bring Pat McAfee back after he said you'd never hear from me again if Randy didn't win. You know, and I don't know. He can't claim that it was a dirty win because Cody didn't do anything to Randy. Mm-mm. He didn't low blow him, or did he?
Was it him that did, or was that in the CM Punk match?
I know CM Punk low blowed.
Yeah, and I don't think it happened in.
Yeah, so Cody didn't do anything to, you know, help himself, but illegal to wins, right? So he can't say, "Hey, Randy would have won if X, Y, and Z didn't happen. Cody cheated, therefore screw you. I'm coming back." I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, folks.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Well.
All righty.
All right. We thank you for everybody coming in tonight.
Thanks a lot for hanging out.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, brother.
Oh no, man. You're very, very welcome.
Be interesting to see what happens, and then if there's not much, next week we'll be able to talk about the draft.
Yep, we're definitely going to hit some NFL draft. We didn't talk about the one thing. Giants made a massive move, moving up, getting the 10th pick. I think they have 6 and 10. Interesting what they're going to do. I don't think there's no need for them to trade up to try and get, you know, a quarterback or anything. They can stay right where they are. I think they'll get 2 good players. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to tomorrow night to see how bad the Jets go ahead and pull off this draft and see how they turn the 2 and 16 into head scratchers. But hey, it is what it is.
And maybe we'll try to get Anthony back, Pittsburgh back for next week to talk about it since he's supposedly going there.
Yeah, I will reach out to him and see what he wants to do. See if he wants to either do this or if he wants to do the other show. I mean, I just do one, but hey, if he wants to do
one of the others, fine with me.
NFL show, we can go back to that. Well, we'll see what happens. But thanks a lot for hanging out, everybody. Much appreciated.
Stay safe. You want to be treated, people.
Yeah, look out for the releases coming up.
Yep.
Enjoy, and we will see you next week.
The flippity dippity.